Hey, good morning. Chuck here with Apple Drains. Today we're going to do some maintenance cleaning on a French drain. Let me show you what's going on here. So out here in this yard, we've got a series of catch basins. And you can see one here, and I see another one over here. And you can see how overgrown the area is. And I can actually see the line as it comes down through here. You can see this gray spot right here. And then there's another catch basin I found right here. I don't know if you can see that, but I'll expose that in a second. This stuff all discharges and runs, on out to a low spot. There's a ravine back there. It's going to run out to that ravine. But what we need to do is expose these catch basins. And I'm going to open this up and take a look and see what's going on here, because usually a French drain is very green. This one's dry, so I'm curious. Looks like that line turns, and here's that second catch basin. But we're going to go into this catch basin first and see what we can do. This one's not so bad. We still need our shovels kind of get some of this sod loose that's been growing around it. So it looks like they haven't maintained this for quite some time. But we can pop this off of here. But take a look down inside. So we just popped that lid, and you can see it's a very clean basin. And here's the line going out. See, my hand goes in. I can feel a little debris right in there. But let's go ahead and get the garden hose set up and also get our 1065, and let's clean this line. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and run some water down this drain just to see if it's backing up. Remember that this is on a rural property out here. These people have a couple acres, and they've got a series of French drains and catch basins that run all through the property. There's no way I can run enough water for this to actually get to the discharge, because if it's French drain, it's going to leak out. Okay, so from the perforated pipe, it'll just go down through the gravel and into the ground. It would take hours and hours for me to see a discharge, but the cable can find the discharge, or the jetter, one or the other. So let's go ahead and start this water. I'm actually gonna stick it down the line. We're gonna let that run for just a few minutes, and the next catch basin, it might get to the next one, it might not, because if this is gravel perforated pipe or easy flow, remember it's gonna work backwards, because right now it's dry. So as water goes down the line, it's just going to go through the perforation, through the gravel, and down into the ground. And the water may not ever get to that catch basin. But let's take a look. Yeah, see, this is taking all the water I can give it. Let's go check the other catch basin. So again, in another overgrown catch basin, let's pop it off. And you can see there's a lot of grass that's grown over it, and this one's got a fair amount of debris in it. So the catch basin's doing its job, and I'll have to clean that out. Just all you need is just pull it out, but you can see it's just full of debris. But the line is still open, going this way, and then of course it's going out this direction. Okay, I can hear the water running, but I don't think we'll get any water, coming from that catch basin across here, because it's just going to leak out into the ground. But let's run the cable through here, and that way we can see the cable come over to this point. So a lot of people say that you can't clean corrugated pipe. This is corrugated pipe going through here. I'm going to run a spring wound steel cable down through there. I'm not going to put cutters on it, and let me show you why. Can you see how that cable is kinked? So as it goes through the pipe and turns, this actually touches all the inside diameter as it spins through there. It cleans it better than a cutter. So let's get this down into the line. I got to pull the hose out for a second. It's still in the basin. So now we're going to plug it in and turn it on, and we'll be ready to go. going through there with no problem at all. Okay, you can see I did get a little water flow, and right there's the end of the cable. So we're right into the catch basin. This section of line, as it runs through here, is wide open, wide open. So now what I want to do is either continue through the catch basin. Like I said, it looks like this line comes over here and it turns, and you can see that dry spot, and it comes over to this catch basin. And I can hear it down in here too. So let's go ahead and keep cleaning. Okay, so you can see I've got the cable running through the catch basin. I've got water running, whoops. I got water running down in there, and it's taking all the water I can give it. So this section of pipe is working really good. Remember how this machine works. This is a Spartan 1065. You can rent a machine similar to this at Home Depot, Sunbelt, a lot of different places. And the way it works is this cable is spring wound, so it's like a slinky. And it's inside the reel. You can see it spinning. As we send the cable down through the line, if it hits a stoppage, the cable stops. But the machine keeps turning. It builds up tension. So much tension that the cable will either spin, or it'll break, or it will not spin. But usually it spins so hard that it cuts out any roots or any debris that's in your line. Remember, it does not hurt corrugated pipe. That is such a myth. Whether it be thin wall PVC, whether it be corrugated. If your line's collapsed, it's collapsed. If your line's broken, your line's broken. The cable's not going to do any damage to your pipe. So, a lot of machines have a transmission. That makes life really easy. You can actually crank it down, and it's going to push that cable all by itself. That's what I'm going to do here. We're going to send the cable all the way to see how far it goes. I actually like to do it by hand, so I'm going to do it by hand because if it hits something, I want to feel it. See, it's binding up right there, so I can feel it. It went through it, but I'm not sure what that was. Probably just a section of pipe, or there might be a 90 here. That's what it is. It's a turn. Okay, let's dig it up. I'm going to find it and dig it up right where it's binding up. I'm going to dig it up. Okay, here's the catch basin that we went through, and I can hear the cable. I can actually feel the cable right here. So I'm going to go ahead and dig it up. Let's see what's going on right here. Okay, so I found some fabric and some gravel. And let me do a little bit more exploring, and let's see what we have down there. Can you see that? And that root system growing into the fabric? Okay, we've got a dual, this is PVC, and I can see it. This is a dual wall pipe. Must have holes at the bottom. So somebody listened to my video. It's surrounded by gravel, but the fabric is only across the top. And that's the way I suggest that you do these things. You don't need to wrap this. That's such a myth, such a myth. But I would put fabric across the top because you don't want soil to drop directly down into that gravel. Yeah, I've exposed it, but look how clean the gravel is. I mean, it works great. So, it would appear that they've got a corrugated pipe right here, and they've connected to a PVC pipe, and you can see, you see the water coming out? See how it's all wet down here? And I feel some holes down here too, so yeah. Let's go ahead and cut this open and take a look, see what's going on right here. So take a look. That pipe's clean, buddy. What a myth about having to wrap your system. Somebody called it a burrito. Eat the burrito, guys, eat the burrito. But you don't need to wrap your system. I suggest you put fabric across the top because that helps keep the soil from dropping directly down into your stone. But you can see we've got real clean stone. We're in a sand base, and look how clean that pipe is. Look, there's nothing in there, nothing. Okay, so the reason the cable couldn't get through here is this is a turn. So I'm gonna bring the machine over here, and we're gonna go down this line and make sure that the rest of it's clean. Okay, so we brought the Spartan 1065 over here, and again, you can see how clean this line is? I mean, there's nothing in there. Same this way. The reason the cable, it has a hard time making a turn. This is either a 90 or a T. I think it's a T. That means the line must run back, you know, back through there somewhere. But regardless, I want to review it and bust the myth. I mean, come on, you guys. 30 years I've been doing this. You can surround your perforated pipe with gravel, a lot of gravel. And I suggest you put fabric across the top, keep the debris from dropping down into your gravel. It's going to work great. You don't need to wrap it. That's your choice. I usually use the Easy Flow here, and it's self-contained, you know, it's all contained because we are in a sandy base, and sand easily flows with water. But in the clay, that's up to you guys. Okay, same as before. Trying to get in the camera for you. So, okay, same as before. Let's go ahead and put the cable down the line. You can see the pipe down there. We want to get it started into the line first. And then we'll go ahead and turn it on, and we'll send it. Remember, there's another catch basin just about 10-15 feet from here. So we want to check that catch basin as soon as we get to it. Okay, we're at the catch basin. Let's go take a look. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and chop off this growth around that lid, the grate, and then just pop it off. And let's take a look. You can see there's a lot of growth on that catch basin, but yeah, wait till you see down inside of here. Take a look, there's nothing in there. So can you see the end of the cable? That's the end of the cable. And you can see the water's getting through here. Remember, it's also leaking out underground too. So, but yeah, we just need to go in the other side of the basin and just continue cleaning. And again, this line's going somewhere over there. Not sure where, but we'll find out. Okay, I brought the machine over to this catch basin. and I'm going to stick it down in there, get it going through the line. This line is super clean. So what I do is I usually run about 15-20 feet and I go listen for it. Don't run too much, but run enough that you're away from the machine that you can hear that cable in the ground. Run a few more feet. Now I'm going to go listen for it in the ground out here. I'll take you with me. Okay, so now we're over in the driveway. I can hear that cable. Let's go ahead and run a little bit more to get past this section of the driveway, see what's going on. Okay, so right here in the driveway, I could hear it and it got stopped right here. I found a catch basin. There's one right here. And it's just got debris over top of it. But let's pop the basin. So again, you can see there's debris on the top, a lot of growth. Systems need to be maintained. It's like your car. If you don't change the oil, it's going to stop running. But let's take a look down in the basin. Let's take a look down in the basin and you'll see right away that the water's coming through and it's very clean. I don't know if you can see that, but my hand's going into the pipe this way, it's going into the pipe that way. So we've got good flow now from that machine where the catch basin is, coming all the way over. We're going to continue to clean to find out where this goes. Okay, this is my error. I should have just walked around the property some more, but here's a big 12 by 12, and those smaller catch basins where the French drain, they're all coming here. So let's go ahead and open this up and take a look, see what's going on here. It's looking good. I see a water, coming through here, but it looks like it just goes over to the ditch over there. So let's open this up and take a look. Okay, so I've got the garden hose running in here. This is the catch basin in the driveway. Let's backtrack. We've got one line comes down through here. We found another catch basin, totally overgrown, right here. There's the grate. There's our machine. What we did was we dug up the line to see why we couldn't get past this spot. Remember, there's a turn here, there's a T, so that cable, it just wouldn't go through there. A T won't go. You've got to have a pipe to follow, so the T hits a dead end. So we dug it up, and remember what we found. We found corrugated pipe, we found dual wall PVC that is perforated, and it was absolutely clean. No fabric wrapped around it. There was fabric on the top, but not around the gravel. That's the way I suggest you do them. So we found it, dug it up here. We found this second catch basin here. Everything's looking good. All the way over to the beginning of the line, which is right here, and that's where we started. So again, a great project for the do-it-yourselfer. The reason that we used the machine here, okay, is because we're in unfamiliar territory. In other words, we don't know where the things are, so we've got to have something to find them. Better on this line would have been to run the jetter, because the jetter, if there was any debris in there, sand or mud, whatever, the jetter would pull it all back to the catch basin, and then you can just clean it out simply. But because we don't know where it is, we're going to run water with the cable, and the cable will help us find wherever that line goes. So again, you can rent that machine from Home Depot or Lowe's, not that one, but something very similar. So let's go over to the last catch basin. I found where it discharges to, so I'll show you that. Okay, here's that 12 by 12. I can see the water coming in there. I'm just going to cut a little bit of it loose. And this is a little different to take apart. you got to get your shovel between the grate and the actual basin, and then you can pop it up. Get that between the basin and the grate, and then you can pop it off. And you can see there's water coming through, going out through that discharge. So let me show you the discharge, and this line's wide open. I'm going to clean this line, but I'll show you the discharge. Yeah, there we go. So you can see that water, how it's coming out, and you can see all the ants. Look at the ants nest that was in there. Just amazing. So we need to clean this line. We're going to do that, and we'll be done here. And then I'm going to show you how to make that repair. Remember where I cut the pipe in the back? I'm going to show you 2 different ways to make that repair. Okay, a couple of ways that we can make this repair. The easiest way is to use this 4-inch. The easiest way is to use this 4-inch no hub. And it's just like you've seen me put onto the sump pump with 1.5-inch pipe, but this is 4x4. And it's cast iron to cast iron, or cast iron to PVC. It's a little larger than the thin wall. Take a look. But you slide it onto your pipe, giving it plenty of room. We can use the piece we cut out to get it started. Then we just slide it back on. We'll tighten up those 2 little bands, and it's ready to go. That's the easiest way. But say you can't find this, say you don't have that. Let me show you another way. This is called a slip coupling, and it works exactly the same as the 4-inch no hub. So this would slide over the pipe, and you can slide it all the way back to here, put that piece of pipe in, and then you just wiggle this tight onto your piece of pipe. That works as well. But say you don't have one of those. So this is a 4-inch SDR piece. It's got a bell on it. But what I'm going to do is cut the bell off to make a slip coupling. So this would be a slip coupling. You know that, notice that it's smooth inside. There's nothing inside of here, right? So you can easily slide it on just like the no hub. No hub can slide over the pipe. This is a little tougher, but in a pinch, it works great. You can see how I can slide it back. Then I can take our piece, put it in with a little bit of work, because it's tight. I can slide it over and make a perfect connection. This is the cheapest way to do it. And again, I like to do it this way, although I would prefer to use a slip coupling. That works a little bit better. But in a pinch, cut the bell off of your PVC, thin wall PVC. You made a slip coupling. Piece of cake. So you can see there's lots of different ways to do this, lots of different fittings. Here's an exterior coupling, snaps onto both pieces. Showed you this. This is an adapter. It goes from 3-inch to 4-inch, also from corrugated. It snaps all in place. Another adapter. This is able to go from 4-inch corrugated. See the little bumps inside? That can go from 4-inch corrugated to 3 or 4-inch. It just slides up on there. Piece of cake. Lots of different ways to do this. And further, you could also put a catch basin in here. And I've showed you just a recent video about how to install this catch basin. Because it's a T, it works really good. And again, it depends on your application. Here, we don't need it because it's actually French drain. We don't need that, and it's working great. But perhaps you could put a catch basin to make that connection as well. So now we're ready to backfill. We just cover it up. Not that concerned about it out here. We've got some old sod that I cut off, but it'll all grow back. Don't need to worry about the gravel. Just cover it up. It's going to work forever and ever. It's going to work till the next time you clean it, which hopefully is about 3 to 5 years. Okay, let's review. This area was flooding, and what we did was we went ahead and cleaned the existing system. So we used our Spartan 1065, the drain cleaning machine. We went into this catch basin. We followed it over, found another catch basin here. And then the cable got stuck right here because there was a T. There's a T here. The cable can't make that turn. I dug it up, showed you all kinds of information about a true French drain and whether or not you need fabric. Just proof positive, you guys. It's more proof positive that fabric is not the key to any French drain. And I just showed you that. But we went from here. We found another catch basin that was overgrown. We went from here, found a catch basin in the driveway, also just covered with dirt, but catch basin's fine, water's still draining, nothing really in the basin, didn't fill it up at all. Line came around all the way down through here, still part of their driveway. We found a big 12 by 12 catch basin right here, and I think, again, whoever installed this, they just put this in here because it's bigger, getting down deeper. Remember, it only helps with the depth of the pipe, not how much water is collected. And then, of course, it went on out into the swell. And I'll show you. So from here, we cleaned it all the way back to the 12 by 12 catch basin. Really a great job for the do-it-yourselfer. So, just like your car, you need to change the oil, otherwise the car stops running. You've got to maintain these French drains. They do not last forever. The only French drain that would last forever is if you encased it in concrete and you had a display. That's the only way a French drain will last forever. And if you build one without a catch basin, without some type of clean out, the catch basin is a perfect clean out, but it also serves to catch debris. And I showed you how that works. You can see the debris that the catch basin catches and collects. It doesn't go down the line, it stays in the catch basin. By far the best way to build a French drain is with a catch basin. But you've got to maintain that. We recommend every 3 to 5 years, and you could go longer, maybe shorter, it all depends. But you can rest assured that once you clean your system, this summer as the thunderstorms start to come in and really rumble, this system's gonna work, and it's gonna work great. Hey, this is Chuck with Apple Drains, reminding you that if you believe you can do something, I guarantee you can do it. Have a great day.